Hi, today I would like to talk with you about low stomach acid. We'll have a look at why you want your stomach to be really acidic, what can happen if it's not, how you know you have low stomach acid, and what you can do about it. So if you think you have stomach acid issues, even if you think you have too much stomach acid, stay tuned. I'm Evelyn, and I'm a certified functional nutrition and lifestyle practitioner. I live in Findhorn, in the Findhorn community in the northeast of Scotland. I love to help people with digestive issues and educate them with down-to-earth information about food, digestion, and the gut so that they feel empowered and know which choices to make and find resolution. Please give this video a like and subscribe. And if you have a question, feel free to post it in the comments and I will answer. I post a video every other week, and the next one will talk more and go more deeply into acid reflux. Now let's talk about stomach acid. So stomach acid, what does it do? Your stomach should be really, really acidic. It is stomach acid. The chemical name is hydrochloric acid or HCl. And if you would put your finger in it, you would burn your finger. That's how acidic it is. The idea is that anything you eat and contains bacteria or the bacteria that live in your mouth, that they are killed when they come into your stomach. So it's a good protective barrier. It is also the function of the stomach acid is also to break down proteins so they can be further broken down in the digestive tract and then be absorbed into amino acids. So your stomach acid lives in your stomach and your food comes in through your esophagus and then is in small portions released into the small intestine, into the duodenum. So here is also bile and pancreatic enzymes added. And if the more acidic your stomach acid is, or whatever is coming out there, the stronger the stimulation is for the gallbladder to excrete bile and the pancreas to excrete pancreatic enzymes. So if your stomach acid is low, that reaction is a lot slower and less effective too. So low stomach acid doesn't just work on proteins, it also works on the carbohydrates and the fats. Another thing is that in order to be able to absorb iron, B12 and calcium and also magnesium, you need to have really strong stomach acid. If not, you will notice you can get anemic or low B12. So you can understand now, low stomach acid can begin to affect your whole body, especially over time. So you're not breaking down your proteins well, so you can't absorb and use the amino acids. And they are the building blocks for your cells and your tissues and even your enzymes. Because whatever comes out of the stomach isn't acidic enough, you're not producing enough enzymes and bile, and that affects the digestion of carbohydrates and fats as well. And then those partly broken down foods come into your small intestine and start fermenting there because, they're not as broken down as they should be. And also they feed the wrong bacteria. So it can create imbalance in the gut bacteria too. And it can create lots of gas and bloating and things. So, and it can create problems like leaky gut, constipation, diarrhea, and even malnutrition. So how do you know you have low stomach acid? Well, there are some signs. The first one is when you have GERD or acid reflux or heartburn, and you would say, like, what? it feels like I have too much stomach acid. But if your stomach acid is low, the little flap between your stomach and your esophagus can get a bit loose and foods can come up. Also, whatever comes into your stomach when it's not acidic enough starts fermenting and producing gas, and that can push things up. Another sign you may have low stomach acid is when you feel full for quite a long time after eating, when you often are nauseous, when you do a lot of burping and belching, when you're bloating, when you have anemia, when your B12 is low, when you find a lot of undigested food in your stools, like you eat broccoli and you can see back broccoli in your stools, when you have bad breath, and also when you're older than 60, 65, chances are your stomach acid is low, because sadly, things often don't get better when we age. So now you could also have too much stomach acid, and the symptoms can be very similar. So how do you find out? So testing is not very common. If you go to your doctor, they will probably assume it's too much acid and give you antacids or proton pump inhibitors. Those are your medications like omeprazole, esomeprazole, so those kind of prazole medications. But more often than not, what I see in my practice is that people have not enough or low stomach acid. So one thing you can do at home is doing what I call the baking soda test. And I want to say up front, it can be an indication, but it's not proof. And there's other ways to find out. So here's how the baking soda test works. You take the test on an empty stomach, so before breakfast. You start thinking about your breakfast, the lovely breakfast you make. It makes you hungry, and when you think about it, the brain starts already sending signals to your stomach to start producing stomach acid. Then you mix 1 teaspoon of baking soda in a small glass of water, like 250 ml, and then you drink it and you sit down with a stopwatch. You start registering when you burp, because the baking soda reacts with the stomach acid. I don't know if you've ever done like baking soda and vinegar. You can try that at home. It starts fizzing and producing gas. So that's what's happening with the baking soda and the stomach acid too. The longer it takes to burp, the more likely it is that your stomach acid is low, especially if it's like after 3, 4, or 5 minutes, or you have no burps at all. That would be a pointer. And again, this test is an indication, it's not evidence. So what can you do about it? Well, it's really important if you eat that you cook your own food, or are present with preparing the food or with your food, that you can smell it, because then the brain starts already getting you into a digestive mode and starts sending signals to your digestive organs to start working. So this is something different from grabbing something at a to-go and eating it while you're driving. And also it's important to sit down, relax when you eat, when possible, connect with others, so not connect on the internet. Make sure you're in a relaxed state, you're not watching terrible things on the news or have difficult conversations, and also not to eat when you're really upset, and just wait a bit until you calm down. You can support your stomach acid with lemon juice or apple cider vinegar before meals. So you can start with a teaspoon. You put the teaspoon of lemon juice or apple cider vinegar in a shot glass, so a small glass, or an egg cup, that would work too. And then you top it up with a little bit of water, and you drink it ideally 10 minutes before your meal. So that really helps the stomach to get more acidic, and it also helps to digest your meal. So try this out and see if it makes a difference. Another one is to use a supplement called Betaine HCl. Yeah, so HCl is hydrochloric acid, which is the formula for stomach acid. So it's basically stomach acid in a capsule. The first thing is, don't take this supplement when you have ulcers or a lot of stomach pain already. And if you use it, start very slowly build up. So you start taking one capsule with dinner. The next day you take one with dinner and one with lunch. The day after that, you take one with dinner, one with lunch, and one with breakfast. The day after that, you have two with dinner, one with lunch, one with breakfast, etc. Really stop using Betaine HCl if you feel a burning feeling or pain or any other symptoms. Just stop it then and maybe connect with your practitioner. Don't go higher than 2 per meal. I know on the internet there's quite a few people saying you just keep going up until you get like a warming feeling in your stomach, but not everybody gets that. And so some people go up to like at least 7 capsules per meal. I don't think that's a good idea anyway, and certainly not if you're doing this on your own. And then evaluate after about 2 weeks. Does it make a difference? Do you have less nausea or burping or bloating or less acid reflux? Then you can keep going with it and see how you do. And please find professional support if you don't feel better, and don't keep trying things. Like your stomach acid is really important. And in general, if you have problems with your digestion and gut health, and is it more than just your stomach, please realize that these are red flags. As you know, you read often every disease starts in the gut. If the gut is not functioning well, it affects your whole body. It's really important to address it. Do find somebody who can support you with finding out how it works for you. If you want to know if I can help you, please book a free call. You can go to my website, evelynrodenburg.co.uk. I'm happy to speak to you. I often take like 30 minutes and hear a bit more and then explain how I work. I will also put a link to my calendar in the description. So what did you learn from this talk? Do you have acid reflux or other signs that your stomach acids could be low? Is there something you would like to try out? Post a comment and let me know. And that's me for now. See you next time. Bye.